right, guys, today we are cracking the startup code to finally start your travel business. If you've been wanting to know what is the right way to do this, it's so confusing, it's so overwhelming. Well, I have you covered today. I'm going to be giving you the step-by-step instructions on how you should start your travel business. We're going to crack that code together, and I'm also going to give you all of the things you need to avoid and the pitfalls you don't want to fall into. So if that sounds like fun, keep on watching. That's what we're doing on the show today.
Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.
All right, guys, don't forget to take a moment, like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell over on YouTube. Every week, we bring you amazing content to help you grow and scale your travel business, and I don't want you to miss a thing. If you're new here, type a little "I'm new" in comments so I can welcome you to our community. And if you are new, we're so glad you're here. This is the perfect video for you to start with, which is, oh my gosh, how do I crack the code on getting into the travel industry? It's so confusing. There's so much information out there. I know you guys are overwhelmed. And I know you are, because I get hundreds of messages in my DMs and on YouTube comments to give you guys these instructions. So we're going to really cover it today and give you everything that you need to get started in a way that feels good to you. In fact, I did an Instagram poll over the holidays and I said, hey, where's everybody at kind of in their journey? And if I combine the people that are getting started this year and the people that are in that I'm dreaming about it phase, it was almost 30% of you. And I know why some of you are stuck in dreaming phase, and I know why some of you are like, oh, help me get started. It's because you just don't know the path into the industry. And I know it is confusing because there's a lot of great marketing out there. There are a lot of actual different ways you can get started into the industry. Some good, some bad, some kind of in between. So we're going to give you some good guidance on that today. So first thing I want you guys to do, if you're thinking about getting into the travel industry, you want to become a travel professional, travel agent, travel advisor, you're thinking about getting into the industry, I don't want you to jump the gun. The number one mistake that I see that people make is they get really excited. They're like, oh my gosh, all these, that you get into the world and you realize being a travel advisor, a travel professional is a very viable career, and you get really, really excited and you see the, beautiful feeds on Instagram. You go to my Instagram and you see Cyndi's on a cruise and then she's here and then she's traveling, she's doing all the things. And you're like, yes, get me into this lifestyle. But I want you to take a beat. And remember, one, I've been doing this for 30 years. That does not just happen overnight, right? And I want to make sure you make the choices that are best for you. So the first thing I want you to do is take a breath. I want you to be excited because it is an excited industry, but I want you to first get a little quiet and get clear on your goals, because before you can figure out what startup is right for you, you need to figure out what your ultimate goals are. What do you want this business to be? What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to, do you want your own brand? Do you want to earn 100% of your commission? Or would you rather work for an agency when you first get started? Do you want to have a hobby business or do it full time? There's so many questions that you really want to answer. How fast do you need to be profitable? Do you want to try to quit your corporate job this year? What kind of timeline are you on? So get clear with those questions, and also ask yourself, what lifestyle is going to make me really happy? When I got really clear on that in my career and I started saying no to the stuff I didn't want to do and yes to the stuff I wanted to do more of, everything kind of comes together. So get clear on what you want your life to look like, what you want your lifestyle to be, and then you start building the blocks from there, if that makes sense. So first step, number one, is get clear and identify your goals first. Don't let someone else talk you into whatever their thing is for getting into the industry, right? Whatever your goals are is going to dictate how the rest of your journey goes. Second thing I want you to do is I want you to do your homework. Yes, we run one of the biggest travel schools in the country. If you haven't heard of it, it's called Wanderlust Campus. I don't want you to come to Wanderlust Campus unless it's good for you or it's best for you. I want you to do your homework first. Now, one of the things that we do at Wanderlust Campus, though, from an advocacy perspective, because ultimately we promote a healthy travel industry. We want a very positive industry. We do a lot of things for free. That's why I'm doing this video today, why we have the biggest YouTube channel for travel professionals in the world, because we do a lot of free content to help you guys wherever you are and whatever path that you take. But one of the things that is really important that you do is to do your homework and understand how the industry actually works. A lot of people don't understand how commissions are paid. What does it mean to be a contractor? Am I going to be a contractor if I am hosting under an agency? Am I going to have my own self-employed business? What does it mean to be an independent agent? There's a lot of things that you don't even know yet, if that makes sense. I always say it's the things you don't even know to ask that will get you in the most trouble. But again, we have you covered. So from an advocacy perspective, we actually created a free masterclass, and I would love for you guys to go take this later today. After you watch this video, you can go to careersonvacation.com/masterclass. And what that really is it about an hour class, but it's really an orientation on how the industry works, all the specific different setup types that are out there, so you can kind of self-match what path is good for you. And it also walks through how to become the most profitable in the fastest way. There's a lot of startups that I don't recommend. I'm not a big fan of MLMs. I'm not a big fan of, outfits that aren't going to get you into a big profit earning mode quickly. And so that masterclass will help a lot. I'll link it down below as well. But that is part of doing your homework. Take that masterclass, do your own research, really figure out how this industry works. And I can tell you, when I started back 30 years ago, it was really easy. You went to travel school, you became a certified travel agent, you got started, and you either worked for a mom and pop or you worked for a call center, and you were off and running in the industry. We've had lots of evolutions and new iterations of how the industry works since then. And so we are in a different world than we were 30 years ago. So it's really important to understand how your role works today. And it goes into it more in the masterclass, but I will tell you, your job is to be a amazing travel professional. You have to learn that skill set first, and then you need to learn how to operate an online travel business. Those two things go hand in hand in how the industry works today. So we'll go into more of that in the masterclass, but just remember that's part of doing your homework, and that's step 2. All right, step 3 is you want to decide what kind of travel professional you want to be. This is a very personal question. It really depends again on your goals, but in most cases, how our industry works is if you're working for another agency, you will be a contractor. So when you're a contractor, you're still responsible for your own training and education. You're responsible for tools and resources. You're responsible sometimes for having your own business or making sure that you're I'm so crazy today. Making sure that you're actually staying in compliance is the word I was looking for with local and state and federal laws, right? If you have your own business. So it can feel kind of overwhelming, but are you going to be a contractor under another agency? Are you going to be fully self-employed? Are you going to be an independent travel professional, as I mentioned earlier? Or maybe you're going to work for a call center. You're going to go to like American Express Travel. You're going to go to AAA and you want to be a call center travel representative. No judgment on any of those guys. It really is whatever's best for you. And all of those paths can be learned. So don't be overwhelmed by those points. I just want you to think about, again, go back to that lifestyle question. What do you want your life to look like? I will say most people that kind of follow along the channel, most of you guys are wanting to be some sort of independent or working with another agency, but still building your own business. So a contractor, right? So whatever is best for you, it doesn't really matter, but answer that question for yourself, because that's going to dictate your specific startup questions and how you will forge your path forward after that, if that makes sense. All right. So that's number 3. Number 4 is, now that you know the type of travel professional that you want to be, we've identified what our goals are, we've done a little homework on the industry, now you need to find the right solution for your specific goals. So knowing what you know at that point, it'll be okay to do this homework and do this research and then come back to this point number 4. But once you're really clear on that, then you want to find the right startup solution for you. So again, the masterclass will go through kind of even more information on different paths, but no matter which path that you select, here are some things that I want to make sure that are included. So if you're working with Wanderlust Campus, all of this is going to be included. If you're working with someone else, just make sure you ask those questions, or that you vet them in a way that you're getting everything that you're going to need to meet, again, your goals, no one else's goals. So the first thing is, are there going to be good step-by-step instructions? And this is one of the things in the industry. I mean, it's honestly why I have the company that I have, why we started Wanderlust Campus. Is it is very confusing to forge your own path and be a contractor, even if you're working for another agency, because they're not allowed to train you. They're not allowed to give you specifics on information on how you work and things like that, because you are a contractor. That would be a violation and put them, would compromise their status in terms of how they have you registered in their, not employee, because you're not an employee, but registered as a contractor. So technically they can't give you formal training or require formal training. And so what you want to really think about, and if you find yourself in one of these other outfits, there's nothing wrong with that, but you just have to understand you are still going to have to train and educate yourself. And also you want to make sure that you are working in always towards your goals. And so sometimes those can come in conflict when you're working with someone else. But what I want to make sure of is that you have step-by-step instructions, no matter who you select, that you have some type of mentoring. Is there someone that you can call? Do they have live support? Are there real human beings? That's really, really important. That's one of the reasons why our students have better performance right out of the gate, because we're mentoring them in a very personal human, right? In a human to human interaction, coaching them, working with your goals, and helping them progress in a way that feels good for their particular vision of their business. And then also, are you going to have recommendations on tools and resources? This is one of the most confusing parts of being a travel professional. Even if you are a contractor for an agency, they'll say, yes, there's all these 10 different services that can do this type of thing for you. But what you really need is to go, what are the five little things I need to connect here to automate my scheduling, to run my operations, to run my marketing? Unfortunately, sometimes hosts or agencies, because they can't dictate which systems or processes that you use, the best they can do, and it's not really their fault, is give you a collection of things that are out there. But that can become very confusing because there can be 10 different solutions. Who has time to research all of that? It's better to just have we know this works best, and kind of do it this way kind of structure. But are you going to get recommendations on tools and resources? Better yet, will you get discounts like we give you at Wanderlust Campus? And then, is the training going to be done in a way that works for you? So we talked about the fact that an agency can't really give you formal required training. That's not really allowed in the rules of a contractor relationship. But what a lot of them will do is make some training available to you, right? They're making training available. Sometimes they have supplier training come in and things like that. But a lot of these trainings will be very, very e-training heavy. So if you are not a big fan of going through video after video after video, like millions of videos, and still trying to DIY at the end, that can sometimes, from a learner perspective, be difficult. One of the things at Wanderlust Campus, being a lifetime educator in this industry, that was important to me is that we had a lot of different types of learning. So we have not just video, but we also have workbooks. We also have live instructor-led classes. We also have access to our experts, Q&As. So people that are more visual learners and auditory learners have that opportunity to show up in a space where they can be more in a traditional classroom, is what it feels like a little bit. So think about, doesn't matter which is best for you, but think about whatever journey you're considering or whatever solutions you're considering, make sure it's going to be in alignment with the way that you learn, and that will be available to you. And then also making sure that you are that the solution that you pick is in alignment with your goals. If it just doesn't feel right in your gut, always listen to your gut. That's always, always very important. And then also remember, when you are kind of building your structure and building your own startup path, investing is going to get you there a little bit quicker. What do I mean by that? I see a lot of people try to DIY in the industry. And there's two different types of students that land in our classroom at Wanderlust Campus. There will be the student that it tried to DIY it for 2 or 3 years, and they're like totally frustrated and burnt out and almost ready to quit. And they're like, just show me the right way that I should do it, right? And we have to unfortunately go back and kind of start from the beginning and say, well, here's all the reasons why these things didn't work, because this didn't work with this, and this doesn't actually work that way in the industry. And did you know you can get more results just by by making these couple tweaks. So a lot of times we'll have to erase the work that they did for, several of those years, or modify it to a huge degree to get them into using the correct systems and processes that can kind of work from the beginning. And the other type of student is the one that says, just show me the right way to do things. I want to get there a little bit faster. Again, there is no judgment. I always say that I have my grandma June who was very frugal, and she used to say, we're Dutch, try to do everything the cheapest way possible. So early in my career, that's how I tried to do things too. But I learned as I, grew in my career, and as I grew as an entrepreneur, I run multi-million-dollar businesses. And so I've learned that, Grandma June's approach of DIY would have never gotten me there. There came a point in my career where I had to get the help that I needed and get the learning that I needed, or get the right expert in place to make sure that my business was going to continue to grow and to scale. So think about that. There's, again, no wrong answers, but do what's right for you and think about that. Investing will get you there a little bit faster if you have a very clear roadmap and you know exactly what you're doing. So for example, for you guys, I wanted to just share with you, if you are considering Careers on Vacation, which is our program for both new and experienced agents, you have a lot of different tools at your disposal. And also take this list, and as you're vetting other companies, make sure that you are getting a similar setup, right? Are you going to get an industry recognized certification? Are you going to get access long-term? Wanderlust Campus, you get access to your programs for the lifetime of the program. So as long as I'm running these programs, you will have access. Dedicated mentorship, live training and support, launch tools and resources. We don't talk about that a lot. I'm not going to go too deep into that in the video today, but we have a whole launch kit that we give all of our students. You get templates, you get emails, you get resources, you get tools to actually run your business. That is not normally provided to you by other outfits. And then career placement. This is really key, because if you are going directly to an agency, of course, they're going to say, yes, we're the best agency for you. We don't take any of your commission ever. So when we place you or recommend a host, we have a whole vetted guide that we give our students. So we actually do a placement for you, and we give you recommendations of ones to interview, and then we match you that way. So it's always in the best interest of you, not necessarily what a host or an agency's goals might be. And then we have exclusive discounts. We have our partner portal, and then we have learning for both new and experienced travel pros. So all over the board with goodies that you get through Careers on Vacation. But again, I want to tell you guys, whatever path that you take, just make sure you're following those 4 steps. To recap, identify your goals, do your homework in the industry. Remember that free masterclass. I'll link that down below. What kind of travel professional do you want to be? That's really key. And then match yourself with the solution that is right for your goals. If it's Careers on Vacation here at Wanderlust Campus, we would be honored to help you with your journey. And if not, that's okay too. I wish you so much love and success and abundance as you continue on in the industry. If you do want to find out about Careers on Vacation, though, you can visit us at careersonvacation.com/ready now to apply for the program, and I'll link that down below too. So guys, I'll see you next week. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one. Bye, guys. Hey guys, Cyndi Williams here. If you like that last video, make sure you check out all of the other content on our channel. And if you want to follow along and travel with me around the world and see how I run my amazing travel brands and get some great tips on how to grow your own, make sure you check out that other content. I'm going to drop a couple videos here. Click those links. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.